Hi everybody, it's Leah from the Trillium Creative. Welcome back to my channel. I am still working on finishing up this journal that I've been working on for a while. It's pretty chunky now, if you can see. Last video we went through together and added some tags, journal cards, some postcards, and some guest checks in, kind of sprinkled throughout all of the signatures. And we decorated a few tags together. Now I want to decorate or potentially decorate some of the guest checks. So I think I have at least 3 in here, 1 per signature. I haven't done much with guest checks before, so I mentioned in the last video that I got a couple pads of guest checks at the thrift store. Just saw them randomly and picked them up for cheap. And then when I got home, I coffee dyed several of them, or a bunch of them. And that's as far as I got. So I have not actually decorated any of these yet. I've been watching some videos, trying to get some ideas of how other people use them or decorate them. So we're going to go through and do that today. Now, this is a little bit of a cheat because this first spot that I have, I feel like there's already a lot of decoration going on here. So we've already got a little bit of a collage here with a washi sticker. And then we've got stenciling on this side, kind of bringing the blue color into the bag here that I've just kind of made into a little pouch. So I don't feel like we really need a lot of decoration on here. However, maybe we add just a little bit. Maybe some washi tape is what I'm thinking. This is great to write on. One thing that you have to keep in mind with guest checks is that there are potentially two areas on here that are perforated that could potentially come off at a later date. So if you don't want that to happen, you have to reinforce the perforation somehow. I've seen a lot of people use washi tape. Not everybody is going to have this top piece. If I remember correctly, I actually took apart the pad. So I didn't just tear the guest check off. I actually disassembled the pad itself because it had a couple staples in it keeping it together. So anyway, so enough chatting. Enough talking. Let's get to work on this. Now, a couple ideas I had, or one idea I had to add a little bit of texture interest to these without going too crazy or too busy was to add some stamping. Now I got this set of stamps as a gift. Brand is Bow Bunny. Set is Terrific Textures. So it's just textures that you would use as kind of background things. So I haven't actually used this set yet. So I thought maybe we could try some of this. I don't want a ton. So maybe we'll start with this one, the dots. If I can get it off of the plastic. And then where's my acrylic block here? Just stick that on there. And then for stamping, I use a couple different ink pads. A lot of times I use the archival ink in black. I do have it also, it's in jet black. I also have a couple other colors in archival ink. It kind of depends on what paper I'm using, like what I'm stamping on, and if I want it to be black or if I want a different color. If I want a different color, then I will use either distress ink or sometimes distress oxide, depending on what color I want and what I have. For this, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the archival ink. I think the black will look nice on here. And we've already got a lot of color going on where it's going to be at home. So we'll just do this to start with. And then I'm thinking kind of towards the edge, maybe the corner. I don't really want to cover up the tax total part. So we're going to go with that. And of course I forgot my foam sheet. I do have one. I don't know where I put it. I probably put it away. That's what I did. Okay. So there's that. Now, I think I'm going to do a little bit more, but maybe off the page a little bit. So I have a very interesting looking piece of paper here, but this is what I use to kind of off stamp. So we'll go, and this is where I get ink everywhere. I have realized that I tend to get ink all over my fingers. So let's do this just part way off. Hopefully you can see that and that's not too much of a glare. So then that's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that better. Just like partially off the edge. Okay. Do we want to do anything else? Maybe these round kind of bubble looking things. If I can once again get it. It's a brand new set, so I haven't even taken them off the plastic. I actually have somewhere in here, I have a tiny one too. I tend to, especially with the archival ink, the way that the pad is made, or the ink pad is made, I like to stamp the ink onto, press the ink pad onto the stamp itself instead of the other way around, because I feel like I get better coverage that way. I don't know if that's actually true. That's just what I feel like I've experienced myself. So you do you, however you want to do it. Don't feel like this is me telling you you have to do it this way. Okay. Where do I want to go from here? I think I kind of want to do over here in the corner. This is really just preference, what I think might look good. And then we'll do maybe a couple more. I'm probably overthinking this now. I tend to do that. Part of the reason I love junk journaling, or I'm drawn to junk journaling, not only is the love of paper, because I've always loved paper, and different kinds of paper and qualities of paper. I've always loved writing in journals, even when I was a young child. But for me, the art of junk journaling, being that it can be anything you want it to be, that is really freeing to me. And so I really try not to overthink it, which is difficult for me at times, but because I feel like I do tend towards the perfectionism side a lot of times. Okay, I think that is good for that. I still want to leave enough room for people or whoever to write on. Now, I do think I'm going to put some washi tape on the back to kind of help reinforce it. Let's see, do I want this? I think I want something, I want this. It's a little bit more neutral. And I'm not going to do it necessarily the whole way across, but just to give it a little extra oomph. And I am going to glue this washi tape. Do the old thumb trick as, although I always feel awkward, like I don't know what I'm doing on this. I think Pam at the Paper Outpost calls it the thumb trick. So the reason why I'm gluing this washi tape is because now this particular brand of washi tape does seem to be pretty sticky as far as washi tapes go. However, washi tape, the actual nature of a washi tape is that it is not permanent. So if you want it to be permanent, to ensure that it is going to be permanent, you need to glue it. And in this case, I do. I don't always glue my washi tape because sometimes it's just like a decor element. This is how I end up with glue all over my fingers, thumbs. All right. So then that's not like a super obvious element, but it's there and it's enough to kind of help hold those pieces in place, those perforated pieces. All right, I think that's all I want to do there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back in. And then put the top back on the glue stick. I have a tendency to have a dried out glue stick because I forget to put the top on it. Okay, so the next one's on the second signature. Let's see. Oh yeah, here. Okay. So this one we probably can do a little bit more too, because we have very neutral pages here, book pages, and then we have a little bit of color on this side from a printable, which I believe was from Roxy Creations, and then more neutral with just like a simple bumblebee stamp. So we can go a little bit more, do a little bit more on this. I think this could be really pretty. This washi tape could be really pretty next to this paper, the floral paper. So let's see here. Yeah, I think I do want that. Okay, so we'll do this first. Of course, I do actually need my glue stick now. This down here to reinforce it, and then we'll kind of decorate over it. And I'll do one over. Where did I put it? We'll do another little bit up here. If anybody's curious, I use this Scotch Create glue stick, permanent glue stick, which I know a lot of junk journalers use. Okay, liking that so far. Let's see, what else? Do we want to do stamping on here? Maybe we want to do stamping on the back. Let's do that first. Okay. Do we want to do the same or different stamps? Let's try a different stamp. I mean, we're just playing around, right? We want to try different things out. It's not as fun to do the same thing over and over. Make sure that it's stamped off as much as possible. This one's almost like a paint stroke. Okay, maybe one or two more. We'll do one off the page. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. My camera is attached to the desk, so. Okay, I'm just going to stamp that off. And let's do a circle. I find stamping really relaxing. One of my kind of steps in creating this journal, one of the steps I do towards the end of the journal is going through and adding stamping to different things that just kind of, I feel like, need a little something, but not a lot. And I feel like it just adds a little interest. And I feel like I'm very thankful in that I've got some fun stamps, some cool, pretty stamps that I really like. So, I like adding that element to the journal. So, okay, I think that's enough for that side. Good enough to me. Okay. What do we want here? I'm thinking something along this side, because that's what's going to be visible. Maybe I'm going to go back to my washi stickers, but we're going to look at the floral ones. I feel like that's the right shape. These are too small. Possibility. There's pink. I don't really feel like that goes with this color scheme. Maybe. That's bigger than I want. I don't want it to take up the whole thing. That could work. Is that the same one? That's the same one. That's small. Kind of like the tallness of that. Tall thinness. It's not the right shape. Oh yeah, I like that one. Okay, we have a winner. Okay. So now the question is, do we want anything else behind it? Maybe, do we want some doily? No. Nope. I'm just grabbing random things now. Do we want some dictionary page? Nope. I'm just looking in my scrap bin that I have to the side of my desk. Oh, maybe something darker. Maybe something like packing paper. Yep. Although I think I want it. Do I want it that way? No, I don't like that. We want it this way. Look at that. Okay. So, put these things aside. Sorry, my desk is getting a little crowded now. Trying to make room to get to my glue book. So, we will use, probably should put the ink away. Okay, can I just say, I watch a lot of YouTube, right? And mostly crafters, junk journalers, card makers, people like that. A lot of crafting. Wait, okay, so we want it this way. And so many times when I'm watching people, they're like, because you kind of have to, especially with junk journaling and decorating things, you kind of have to have a lot of things out on your desk at one time so that you have options, right? Because you never know what you're going to want or what's going to, spark your interest and what might look good on whatever you're working on. So you have a lot of things on your desk. If you're stamping, if you're distress inking, you have a lot of times open ink pads on your table or desk or whatever. And then you have all these papers, right? So it's very common for junk journalers or crafters to accidentally, and I've done it, I've found myself doing it, accidentally putting things down on open ink pads and things like that. And I'll be watching a video and I'll be like, oh no, you just put that down on, whatever. And I'm like talking to the person that's crafting in the video, and, of course they can't hear me and they've already done it and, whatever. But yeah, I find myself doing the same thing a lot of times, or, dropping the glue stick on something. I think, do I want anything else? I don't think so. I think there's enough interest with the text on here and lines and everything. I think that's good enough. And then that leaves a little space too to write still. And of course you can write on the back. So we'll just tuck that in here. Yeah, so that looks pretty cool like that. Right? All right, so there's that one. Let's see, where's the other one? So anyways, I feel for people as they're doing that. And actually this journal is one victim to the ink pad. That was, my distress ink was open and I happened to open the journal on top of it. So I think we all have those moments. So if you have those moments, don't feel alone. We have all been there. Okay, so for this one, we have a little bit of a stamp, a floral stamp. On this side, we have a butterfly, some stamping. Not super decorated, but there's some pattern there with the atlas page. And we have some pattern here with the atlas page. So once again, probably going to keep it fairly simple. So let's start with stamping. Actually, let's start with some washi. I think I'm going to use this same washi again. So I have a little bit of it. I don't know if you can see it. I have a little bit of it here too. So that kind of ties in. So we'll do that first. I think it actually works better for me if I just use one thumb and guide it along. Okay, do that. And we'll do some on the top. So I hope y'all have been doing well. Hope you've been having fun playing with your papers, coming up with new things to do with them. Okay, do we want stamping on the front? Maybe just a little bit. We'll do, should we try, I kind of want to try this big one. Although I don't have a block big enough. Okay, we're gonna use a block that's too small, and we're just gonna wing it. I don't even think I have a bigger block than this. So, and I don't want to take the time to go look. I'm being a lazy crafter right now. Okay, we're gonna go for it right here. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of that stamp in this application, but it's okay. We roll with it. I think I want to do this dot one again. And again, we'll just stamp off here, off the edge, like so. Make sure that washi tape's down. Okay, that is that. Do we want some on the back? Maybe just a little bit. You can get a little bit of a different effect if you stamp it twice, like if you have a lot of ink on your stamp. Let's do down here. Okay. And then maybe a little bit here. Yeah. Just a little bit to add some interest. Okay. Make sure that's all stamped off. And then maybe, let's do this one. Circle. I'm going to do it right in the middle. Because I can. Okay. Now, what do we want here? I'm thinking some more of that packing paper. Maybe like so. No. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down because I like it. Try not to overthink, you know? The theme of my junk journaling experience. I've heard so many other junk journalers say similar things, so I don't feel bad. I feel like I'm part of the club there. Okay. Now, we've already got a flower here in the tuck. So, I'm thinking maybe something else. Maybe we've already got a butterfly. Maybe a mushroom? Maybe a word, too. Just testing it out to see how it will look. I don't know. I don't love the color. I like I feel like the shape is balanced with that, but I don't love the color. Let's see what I have in here. See, and these I don't feel like are quite big enough. Those are all like the same size. Okay, we're going back to the washi sticker collection. I think we are. I just really like them. Good work. What else do we have in here? We have very large ones. We have, is that it? Really? I thought I had another one. Apparently there are only 3 options for mushroom washi. Okay, well, I do like this one. But I feel like it needs something else. What do we need? We need a label or a word. Where did my words go? Probably not evergreen. That's too vague. like the cream color of that first. I mean, better. Let's see. Strength. Design. Memories. Rain. Love. Chase the wind. That's too big. Cherish. Okay, I kind of like that. Will it be visible? 12. Okay. We're going to go with that. But I do feel like there's still something missing. Do we need a label? Do we need a ticket? Maybe we need a ticket. Ticket. Neutral color ticket. Okay, this could be cool. I like that. Do I love that color? This is a lot of my, that is the same one. Sorry if I've gone quiet. This is how I process these ideas. They're too blendy into the background. I think we're gonna go with the first one. Okay, so we're gonna glue this one on first. Yes, that is pre-inked. Don't need the glue stick. So we're gonna do Tombow glue. And the only reason I do Tombow glue on these is because they're a little bit thicker paper. I like to print my printables or fussy cuts or whatever on a little bit thicker, not just like normal printer paper, because I like the little bit of weight that it gives to whatever piece I'm decorating. And I feel like Tombow holds, I mean, even though the Scotch Create glue stick holds things pretty well, still feel like Tombow holds the thicker stuff a little bit better. I feel a little bit more confident in the Tombow glue holding something heavier. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use this too. So this, you'll see there's random color on the back. It's because this was a extra from a book page that happened to have some color on the back from an illustration that I didn't want to use. So I will stamp words on extra bits of book page. Oh, that is upside down. We want this right side up. Normally I don't care if text is right side up, but I do if it's a word like that. I feel like I did this over too far. Can I? Oh, yeah. It still lets me move it. I still feel like that's not quite right. I think I put the ticket over further than I had intended, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. Do what we can and then go with it. Oh, use my pokey tool. That was what worked best for me last time. We'll see if it works again. Yeah. Look at that. happy with that. I'm happy with that. All right, cool. So we have a little bit of stamping on the back. We've got the washi tape up here to reinforce that perforated part. And really, you could even take that part off if you wanted to. I may do that on a couple others. But there we go. And then that can be a journaling spot. So then we'll tuck that back in here. Oh, got a little bit of a corner sticking up. Let's fix that. I wouldn't normally care that much, but if you're tucking something into a pocket and that gets in the way, then you kind of want to take care of that. Okay, so then there's that one. So we've done 3. So there's that. I should have bookmarked the other ones. Oh well. And then we have that one. And then we have this one. All right, cool. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for joining me. The next video I have will probably be where I figure out what we're doing for the current cover here. I had a kind of a layout picked out. I had some items picked out, and then I started questioning those the other day. So, sorry, my phone is like low battery mode. Anyway, so we may be exploring some other options. I do want to do a tie because this is a chunky girl. So, and that's how I like it, honestly. I would rather it be filled to the brim, and like gator mouthing than, the other way around and feel like it's not got much in it. So, anyway, so this is kind of what I'm going to be working on until I get it finished, which should really just be one more session. I have some journal cards that I need to finish up decorating, but I'm going to do that off camera, kind of on my own. And yeah, so then we'll do the cover, and then it will be finished. And if somebody's interested in buying it, then awesome. I don't know if I will post it unless somebody, messages me and shows interest in it. But anyway, that's where we're at for now. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.